Okay, hey guys, Spirit of the Dragon Tournament, round 3. We are playing DJ Cohen. I am the host. I'm recording this right after my Pai Sho and Chat episode 2. It is currently 6 a.m. Still have not slept, but for some reason I have more energy. Okay, so I started with a red 5, and DJ Cohen has a red 3 in the middle here. Interesting, I don't often see people start with a tile in the center of the board like this. And yeah, I think it's probably worse than something out here, but it's cool to see something new. The reason why I think it's worse is because to harmonize with it, you have to put a flower way out here. And just having flowers way out here is usually not very good. They're very far away from things. It's hard to make good use out of them, in my experience. I feel like this isn't so much worse than something like this, though. I think you can make it work. And it's an interesting idea. You have more control over the center, which is nice. But yeah, we'll see what they do with this rose in the center. I'm a little curious. Okay, so they get a white 3. Alright, well, we're just going to be doing my usual. We get a red 3, which is maybe just the worst tile we could have pulled. I'm not gonna lie. Not only can we not harmonize with it, we can't even block this white 3 because it clashes. I really think that's the worst tile we could have pulled, in my opinion. But that's fire, you gotta deal with what you get. So we're gonna be dealing with what I got and place it here. Because really, I'm just looking to place it in a red garden. Don't really mind where at the moment. I placed it over here so that it was close to this red 4 so that I could potentially block harmonies with it. Also potentially restrict the movement of this white 3. It's the only reason I chose there. And obviously I want it in a red garden. So let's see what DJ Cohen does. I really don't know if that's how I'm supposed to pronounce their name or what their name is. So I apologize. But let's see, I'm assuming they're going to be taking advantage of this white 3. Maybe a red 5 here or here is what I would do most likely. They don't have a win threat. And I do have a win threat, so maybe they will block that with their bonus tile. Probably what I'd be looking to do, but I found that I seem to play fire very differently than a lot of people, which is interesting. I don't know, I haven't really noticed that before. I've just been noticing it when I started recording these videos. I feel like the way I play fire is kind of unique. At least that's what I've noticed in my games with who I'm playing against. They always seem to do, other than the people that I've played literally hundreds of games with, Human Child, not able to predict what they'll do very easily. And actually, little side tangent here. Actually, I'm curious how many games I'm with. Never mind. Okay, so they made the move. Red 5 wheel. Okay, good move. They have a win opportunity. So what do I prioritize here? Well, I want to make a midline crossing harmony, but which one do I make? Don't really want to use this one because I have to use a white 4, put it in a red garden. Not ideal. Don't really want to use this one because I have to use a red 4, put it in a white garden. Not ideal. Don't know if I said that for this or I said the opposite. I'm kind of losing my mind right now. Just kidding. I'm fine. Definitely. I'm sure you can tell that I am fine. Okay, red 3 here. So I'm going to be using this because I just don't like the harmonies with these flowers. So we're going to be doing white 5 somewhere and hope to get a tile so that we can stop this win opportunity. I think no matter what we pull, we'll be able to block it in some way. So white 5 there or here. Let's see what I decide to do. Usually right off the bat I have an idea of which one looks better to me, but right now I'm really not sure. I think this looks better than me, to be honest. Up here I'm not going to be able to do anything because of this red 5, but I can maybe block some harmonies with these tiles down here with this white 5. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, I think this makes the most sense. Oh, but I do want to block the win opportunity. Because if I'm going to gamble for a win every time, I have to respect the possibility that my opponent's going to do that. And so if they have a win opportunity, even though it's not guaranteed, I always try to block it. So that's what we're going to be doing. Now, here does make sense because it's in a red garden, but here also makes sense because I can use the red 3 if this harmony ever gets cut off. So I have to decide which one I want. Also here makes sense because I can move the red 5, so that's what I'm going to do. So yes, we have a win opportunity that they will probably want to prevent. Probably with a bonus, harmony bonus flower, harmony bonus tile. Okay, let's see here. So, right, yes, they could also put a white 4 out here. I didn't even see that. My brain's working a little slow right now. Place red 4 here, interesting. So they didn't block my win opportunity, so I'm gonna be going for that. You know I'm gonna be going for that, but which one do I put the Lotus on? That's always the question. So let's see, we have one white 4, one white 5. So odds are the same either way. Very fun. But, and with it being closer to the outer corners like this, doesn't really matter for this red 4. It'll be able to end up harmonizing with the Lotus either way. So let's see here. Any other reasoning I want to put behind this? I don't think it really matters. If I go here, I guess I have to put the red 4 in a white garden. That's the plus side. So I'll be doing that. Hope I get a white 5. And again, I chose the wrong side. Okay. So does my opponent have a win threat right now? I don't see one. We could make a harmony with this white 3. We could use this Lotus. Set up this. Hope to get a knotweed or rock. That would be nice because then they can't use it. And they can't even block it with this red 4 because it'd be clashing with my white 4. I kind of really like that move actually. I'm gonna do that. I usually wouldn't do that, I think. Usually I would do this. But I'm gonna try this out because I'm curious to see how this will play out. And I still have a white 4 in my library, so I can just place a white 4 here if I so desire, but I could also place a red 4 here. This is interesting actually. I could place a red 3 here. It'd be nice if I could place it here, but obviously I cannot. So if I'm guessed, what do I do? Probably harmonize with this red 4. Put a, well, I guess Lotus is their only option. Put a Lotus here, I suppose, or here. I would probably put the Lotus here. No, here probably. Actually, I'm not sure. But do they want to use their Lotus? And I will say another thing about comebacks and turning a bad position into a good position in Fire is it is especially doable if you're guests, because you get a lot of power with guests determining how the game ends. Okay, interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I didn't see that because it gets rid of 2 of your own harmonies. You make 1 new and get rid of 1 of mine, so net total of 0. But positionally it might be better. Definitely thwarts any chance of me doing a harmony ring with this. So that dream is dead. Good move here. I kind of like that. Breaks up this, opens up this. You know what? I think that's what I'm gonna do. That looks good to me. But then if I do that, they can just move their red 5 here. Yeah, they could move it here. It would clash trap my white Lotus. They could also just move it out here, of course, if they want to get access to crossing the midline. So moving the Lotus isn't that great, but any opportunity where you can, you know, net +1 for the harmony midline crossing harmony bonus total for yourself without placing a tile from your library. I do like to do that, so just that you have more options of tiles you can place from your library. But I also have this, and I kind of like this move. Okay, yeah, think about it this way. If I get a rock or a knotweed after moving this Lotus, I'm not going to have any midline crossing harmony of my opponent to disrupt. But if I do this, then if I get a rock or a knotweed, I can just pop it here and make good use of it. So I'm going to be doing this, I believe, is the correct choice. So we're going to be doing... Oh, that's not my rhododendron. This is my rhododendron. We're going to be doing this, I believe, is the correct move. And we get another rhododendron. How interesting. So I think we just put it here. It looks good to me. My opponent doesn't have any win threats. Maybe I should have put the red 5 here. so that I'd have a win threat, but it'd just be way too easy to block with, you know, the gaps here. So I like this. We don't have this move anymore, which is too bad, but it's okay. We still have this. Interesting, so I still have all 4 of my accent tiles. I kind of like that. Yeah, this is kind of interesting. I thought this could be an interesting idea. Obviously the red 3 can't go into a white garden, but if there's some setup you can do like this, I mean, yeah, you could just put the red 4 over down here and it could work by doing this. I kind of like that idea. I'm just trying to think of ideas that make putting a tile in the center work. And something like that could be very cool. Cool to see. I think it could work. What options do my opponent have? They have this. They have this. They have this. They have this. So they have options. And, you know, this is vulnerable, so if they get a knotweed, they could put it here and be very nice for them. So yeah, definitely anyone's game still. But I will say I like my position better right now. And they still have their Lotus, which I cannot say the same. My Lotus has been placed. So they definitely have some firepower. They have 4 flowers in their reserve. Meanwhile, I have 4 accent tiles in my reserve. So far, my matches in this tournament, my first match was okay. I thought I could have performed better. Second match was a very quick match. I thought I performed pretty well. You know, there wasn't a lot of time to perform greatly, but I thought I played well and principled. And this one, tried some interesting ideas. I think I'm playing well, but I'm also tired, and I could be playing very badly and I don't realize it. But yeah, we're just waiting here. And yeah, I understand the wait. They have a lot of options to consider here, for sure, like I was saying. There's a lot of options in Fire. A lot of possibilities. Probably more than any other game mode if I had to be honest. Like in this board state right here, as guessed, the outcome of your turn and the amount of things you can do, there has to be more outcomes than any other turn in any other game. Because first you pick one of 4 tiles in this case, you place it in one of like 100 spaces on the board, probably not 100, like 50 or something, like 75, I don't know, something like that. So 4 tiles, 75 spaces, give or take, each to place it. Some of those spaces you get a harmony with some of those flowers. There are 6 different flowers from your reserve that you could possibly pull. And then you could place, if it's the accent tile, you could place them on like 150, 175 spaces, something like that. I might have a really bad sense of how many spaces are on a board, I don't know. But I'm just saying for example. And then the flower tiles, you have like 75 spaces or something you can put them on. So the amount of different options and things you could do on one turn of Fire. You also have the movement, which I didn't even mention talking about earlier. You have the movement that Scud has, and you also have the option to place flowers anywhere in the neutral gardens, and placing and moving can give you harmonies, which give you harmony bonuses. So Scud definitely has less. Fire definitely has the most number of possible outcomes of a single turn. But yeah, they're really thinking here, and I don't blame them. Sometimes you can get lost in a position very, very deeply, especially in Fire. Something interesting about placing the rock here, I just realized, is they broke up this harmony. Now, it doesn't really matter because it's not a midline crossing harmony, but it is something to know, because they could have placed the rock here or here, and actually placing the rock here could have been quite nice for them. Go back and move the white 3 here. If they put the rock here, they could move the red 4 here, form a harmony boosted by the rock with this white 3, and you know, after this turn, they would also be breaking up this harmony, which would be very nice. I often also just default to putting the accent tile on the midline like this. So maybe they just did that, you know, defaulted to that, are usual to that like I am. But looking at this option, that could have been very nice. And they could have also put it here, but it doesn't really have the same effect. And you'd be blocking this. And yeah, you look at this and probably by default you want to put it on the midline, and then also you look at this, oh, I don't want to put it here because then it blocks this, which yeah, makes a lot of sense. But yeah, it's cool. If they put it here, they could have done this, which would have been a very nice move. little things like that that are hard to see sometimes. See, like, yeah, I think they do the same thing as me where they just default to putting the accent tiles on the midline because usually it's the safest option and the least confusing. So that's what I usually do as well. Okay, they moved. They moved. Red alert, red alert. So they did get a knotweed. Interesting. Block the harmony makes sense. Like I was saying, defaulted to the midline. Makes sense. That's what I would do. And yeah, block this. Very nice. So yeah, see, having a tile in the center here can be very nice because you have control and reach here. Also a nice part about this move is they block this. So yeah, I like that move for sure. Now what do? I have a red 3, red 4, white 4, orchid. Probably use the red 4 with this rhododendron. That's what I'm really seeing. I could also do white 4 with this jasmine though. Which do I like better? My opponent does not have a win threat right now. Yeah, I kind of regret putting this white 4 here. It's just, these fires don't harmonize. And why would I do that? But also now, if I pull a rock or a knotweed, I can make them harmonize. And that would give me a positive on the net harmony bonus, midline harmony crossing bonus balance thing. I made this up like when I was recording the video a while ago. Nobody uses that term. I just don't know what else to say. And I don't know if it makes any sense to you guys. But they don't have, wait, they do have a midline crossing harmony. What am I on about? Okay, never mind. Okay, let's just choose, I guess. This or this. Well, this blocks that. But at the same time, I could pull Jasmine and harmonize with this. So yeah, I think the play is white 4 here because I can't pull any flowers that harmonize with this Jasmine, but I could pull a white 3 which harmonizes with this rhododendron, which I could put here. So yeah, we're going to be doing this. We get the white 5, which that's another part I didn't even mention. By placing this white 4, if I pull the white 5, I can harmonize with this white 4, which is very nice. So this looks like the obvious move. I'm going to be doing that. I have 3 midline crossing harmonies. DJ Cohen has 1. They are the guests, so they do have an advantage. I'm interested to see what they do, as always. They have a white 3 and a white 5. So they can't harmonize with this red 4 or this white 3, which is interesting. Now they could harmonize with this red 5, which would not be a bad move, I think. Probably maybe their best move. It's the only one I see where they get a midline crossing harmony. Very rare for me. I don't know when the last time this has happened to me, but I have 5 tiles in my reserve remaining, and 4 of them are accent tiles. I haven't pulled a single accent tile yet, which I quite like actually. Now this is an interesting move. So they block my white 5, make a harmony bonus, which is interesting. I like that. And then place a red 5 down here. Which, yeah, it makes sense. It's a good pull. So they might actually have a win threat now. Yeah, they do. So I have to watch out for that, because if they do white 3 here, then, or even just move this red 4 here, then they could get a boat and do this, which would be very bad for me, because then I would lose. And I don't know if you know this, but I do not want to lose this game. I want to win. So I have to be a little careful. This could be dangerous, because it's only a 25% chance they get a bow. These aren't the worst odds. Now I kind of like this move. It's what I'm looking at right now. I also still have the option to put a red 4 here. Boat. I don't know if I like that move as much. Like I said earlier, at some point in time, I know I've said it in some recording, if I have the option to move and make a harmony, or, you know, make a good move with a move rather than placing tile from my library, that's what I like to do because I want more options when placing tiles from my library. But in this case, do I think I'm going to be able to get a use out of this red 4 from my library later if I move my red 5 here? I don't know, it's hard to say. Not right now, there's a way I could do that, but potentially in the future, there could be some way. I think this is the smart move, the good move, because it also eliminates this win threat. So yeah, I'm gonna do this. It makes sense. It's also boosted by this knotweed, which I didn't even think about that, but it allows for this, which is a very nice move actually. Especially if they go for something like that. That would be very nice actually. And at any point I can move this away and get a harmony bonus from these two, which is nice. But I didn't even realize I pulled a white 3, which is funny. I was kind of hoping this would happen, because it means I'm saving the accents for last. I don't know when the last time I've ever had that happen to me, but that's very interesting. Okay, but with this white 3, what are we looking to do? I'm looking at this because of this, and maybe this if I need to at any point. This, and then this with this. You know, just looking at things that might need to happen in the future. I don't really see anything else I can do with this. Well, I do have this with my white 3, which would be nice to block that. And that allows me to do this. Yeah, I like that. That's a nice move. Because now the game plan is to do this, and then, you know, at some point do this, which harmonizes with that, and blocks this. And that would just be really nice for me. So the only thing that changed with this move is that my opponent has one less midline crossing harmony. And this is in a very nice spot for me, I believe. And also, all I have left is accent tiles, which is interesting. It gives my opponent some good information, valuable information. I kind of really like this, having my last 4 tiles guaranteed the accent tiles. I think maybe this is an ideal situation for Fire. I've always wondered if it really, when it's the best time to get accent tiles. And obviously it's the best time to get accent tiles when you need them to prevent a win or whatnot. But it's usually pretty commonly recognized you don't want to get them early on. Obviously, you never want to get them on your first turn. Second turn, probably don't want. And so I think, yeah, they just get more valuable the later in the game. So having these 4 on my last 4 turns is going to be very nice. I might not get 4 turns though, given how Guest ends the game on their turn, so I might only get 3 more. So I like this position for me a lot. I'm very confident I can win this. I'm very comfortable in this position. But you never know with Fire. I would not feel as comfortable at all if I had used all my accent tiles already. Knowing that I just have 4 accent tiles in my pocket for the end of the game is very nice. Very nice. And very annoying for my opponent. Very unfortunate for them. But, you know, Fire, they could still win. You're never completely safe. I do feel pretty safe though. They still do have a boat, which could be annoying. But another nice side effect of this move is even if they boat this Lily, instead of getting rid of 2 harmonies as it would usually, with this rhododendron here, it only gets rid of 1, because I still have this harmony. That's an interesting side effect I hadn't even thought about. There's a lot of nuance with this move that I hadn't even thought about. There's a lot of nuance with every move. You'll never think of it all. Oh man, I'm really starting to feel the tiredness, like my eyelids are falling over my eyes, and I am tired. But I must play more Pai Sho. The need for Pai Sho is greater than the need for sleep. Guys, I might be addicted to Pai Sho. Okay, they moved. And an interesting move. So they're doing the discovered harmony thing I was talking about I could do. They move it here, which is very interesting. Very interesting space for them to move indeed. I don't see the full idea with it yet, but I'm sure I'll see something with it in the future. That's usually how these types of moves go. I'll see the effect eventually. And white 4 here is also interesting. In a red garden, sure, doesn't really matter too much. It's close to the white garden. And it's not on one of these edge spaces, so if you make midline crossing harmonies with it, you're going to have these gaps. But actually, the interesting thing about that is that that's not even that bad anymore, because this is what I was talking about. My opponent has valuable information that all I have left is accent tiles. So having these gaps here is not that... It really doesn't matter too much for a lot of cases. It definitely does matter, but it's not like I'm going to be able to use my harmony bonus to plant a flower here. So that's very interesting, actually. So let's see, do I have a win opportunity? I don't believe I do. I really want to do this move I was talking about. But now looking at it, is this the right move or is this the right move? I'm actually not sure. This move is nice because I can do this. And then, break up this, make one. And I also block this. This move is nice because it lends itself to win threats more easily. But with no flower tiles left in my reserve, win threats are going to be hard. So I think this is the right move, definitely. I like this move a lot. I don't really see anything else in my arsenal right now. It also opens up this, which is a nice side effect. Could put a red 4 here. So yeah, I like that. I also have this, which is interesting. An interesting idea is I could move my Lotus here. That's actually a pretty good move, I feel like. I feel like I've had that option for some turns, but I just now realized it. Is that the case? No, I only now have it. I kind of like this move even more than this one, to be honest. This one gives me one new harmony, midline crossing harmony. This breaks up this one and gives me this. That's kind of really nice. And opens up this, so I could get like a boat for this or something. Wow, I wasn't even looking at this until right now, but I think I like that more actually. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do that. And I get a wheel. Interesting, no midline crossing harmonies for my opponent to break up. But I could... No, I don't really... Well, I could do this. Wait, no, that doesn't do anything. What am I talking about? What would that do for me? I don't see many great options for this wheel, actually. This wheel is not the best pull. Well, I guess I could open up this. I could just block my opponent with this. I don't hate that, actually. Maybe even this would be better. Well, actually, no, I have this. I like that move. That just looks really nice, actually. Okay, yeah, I like that. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 midline crossing harmonies. My opponent has 0 right now. 3 more turns. 3 more turns, so still anybody's game. Still anybody's game for sure. But it's gonna be very hard for them when I have only accents remaining. So yeah, that's very nice for me. Oh, I am so tired. I apologize. I am like really tired, but I really could not go to sleep. I was just like, I need to play more Pai Sho. I need to play more Pai Sho. Pai Sho and music. Those are the 2 things I cannot get enough of. I'm addicted to both. Wow, what a move. Okay. All of a sudden, it looks kind of scary. I don't think there's a win threat right now, which is nice. It just looks scary. So I think I'm gonna focus on my own stuff right now. Now, an interesting idea is I have a win possibility. This, and then boat that. And I think I gotta go for that. Or I could do this. That opens up this. So I'm gonna go for the win opportunity. Even this late in the game, I'm gonna go for it. I don't see another one. I think that's the only one I have. I might have another one, but I can't see it right now. Ah, shucks. We didn't get the boat, but we did get a rock. This, maybe. This I'm looking at. This would be good, actually. Yeah, I like that. So 2 more turns. How is my opponent going to stop me? Now, I do have this win threat. Even though I didn't get the bow, this is still something you got to watch out for. So you're going to have to stop that, and it's not so easy to stop. I mean, it is pretty easy to stop. You just have to do this. And actually, that would be a pretty good move because of this. So, never mind. It's incredibly easy to stop. And that would be a pretty good move for them. But yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've given up on trying to predict what my opponent will do in fire. Because it's kind of... it's a little bit of an unpredictable game. Sometimes it's pretty obvious to know what they're going to do. But there's only so much you can predict in fire. Okay, let's see. What do they do? So they move this here. Yeah, it makes sense. That's another good way to stop my win. I think this is better, though. You get a midline cross armory. And they got rid of their rock. Very nice. So actually, it's a bit closer than I'd like it to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. It could be 4 to 5 right now if they did that other move. But it's 3 to 5 right now. So a little scary. Especially when Guess ends the game. Very scary. Let's see what the best option is here. Probably just this still. So I think I'm gonna do that. Yeah. I don't really see anything else that gives me a midline crossing harmony. And a boat is very nice. Gonna be using it on one of these. The question is which one. This makes sense to me. Ooh, but then they can do this, which would be a good move. So actually, I think we're gonna do this. Yes, I like that, because they can't go into the red garden. Okay, good move. And I don't think they can win. It'd be very hard for them to win at this point. In fact, I think it's impossible. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Midland Crossing armies. They currently only have. So yes, it is very tough when all I have left is accent tiles. That's very annoying for them to deal with. But yeah, it hasn't happened to me. I don't know when the last time that's happened to me is, so very fortunate for me, I think. But I think the game is essentially over. I don't think there is a way that they could win at this point. I don't think you can swing a 5 harmony difference in one turn. So yes, great game by DJ Cohen. I had a lot of fun, actually. This was a very fun game. Thought I played pretty well, but then again, I'm very tired, so I really don't know how well I played. But seeing as I won, couldn't have been that bad, right? So yes, now we are 2 wins and a draw in the tournament. Kind of curious, I want to see how my competitors are doing. So first I want to check on X. X won 1, lost 1, and won 1. So I'm doing better than X. FNS is 1, 1, lost 2. What about Lexi? Lexi's 1, 2, lost 1. Okay, what about Human Shot? Okay, I might be in the lead in this tournament right now, actually. Varric's 1, 2, lost 1. Better than Iro. 1, 2, lost 1. Okay, so a lot of people have 1, 2, but I'm the only person who has drawed 1 instead of lost 1. I have 2 draws and 1 draw and 2 wins. So I'm in a pretty good spot right now. I think I just need to keep winning. I'm actually very confident I might win this tournament, which I would be very happy to do. I don't have a tournament winner role in the Garden Gate Discord yet, so that'd be very cool to get. I don't remember how many rounds are going to be in this tournament, but I'm looking forward to the rest, and I'm definitely going to win. That is the plan. So thank you guys for watching. Had a lot of fun with this game, as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.